So, the summer's over, the kids are back to school, and you are back in the office, I presume, as you're watching this video. Welcome back. I'm Joachim Fels, Morgan Stanley's Chief International Economist. Over the past couple of weeks, my colleagues and I have been reassessing our global forecasts. A lot has happened since our last forecast update in June. Interest rates have gone up a lot in the US and elsewhere, as we've had better economic data, and the Fed tapering debate has been heating up. This has caused a lot of collateral damage in emerging markets, where currencies and asset markets have been hit hard. How does this affect our outlook? Well, we have lowered our sights on economic growth. We now expect global GDP to grow by a little less than 3% this year and 3.5% next year. So we've cut our 2014 forecast by around half a percentage point. But it's really all about dimmer prospects for emerging markets, where we've made the bulk of the cuts. In the developed markets, our story continues to be from twilight to daylight. You may remember this was the title of our spring outlook back in March. In fact, despite this downgrade, we remain cautiously optimistic on this global cycle. It started 4 years ago under the leadership of China and emerging markets, and it's now entering its second half under new leadership. Now it's the US and other developed market economies that are in the driver's seat. Actually, I can summarize our narrative for the next 6 to 12 months in 3 words: acceleration, stabilization, and accommodation. First, acceleration. We think that growth in DM economies looks set to accelerate. US growth is inflecting higher, the UK has progressed to a sustainable recovery, Japan is on the mend, and the euro area has now escaped from recession. Second, stabilization. We think emerging market growth will stabilize at a lower level over the next few quarters. Why? China's selective stimulus measures have already led to a small rebound there, as the recent data show. Also, better growth in developed market economies should lead to an emerging market export recovery. But make no mistake, the situation in emerging markets remains very fragile as the traditional growth models are severely challenged. Third, but not least, accommodation. We think that global monetary policy is likely to remain accommodative despite the onset of Fed tapering. Developed market central banks are likely to continue to push back on market expectations of earlier rate hikes because we are still in a disinflationary environment globally. So again, welcome back. For more details on our outlook and for our bull and bear cases, read our report or get in touch.
At Morgan Stanley, we think it's time to reimagine the research report. Reports should follow your train of thought and provide the context you need. Reports should make serendipity happen a little more often, providing a richer,
We recently visited Apple suppliers in Asia and came away with a more positive,
more interactive experience. Morgan Stanley, reimagining the research experience.